After walking through Silent Hill for 15 minutes, the spies were getting frustrated as to where the prison and the police station was. Just when they were about to give up for a break, Clover looked about 7 feet away from them. In the parking lot was a cop car, and it looked like it had been scrapped for all the parts for a car. This could only mean one thing. They were getting close to the police station, and it meant that they were getting close to where Caitlin and Mandy were. I see a abandoned police cars, so that means we should be getting close, Clover stated, seeing that the police cars were no longer inhabited by anybody. The police station should be up the road. I see a flashing green light on the traffic lights, Sam said, getting Alex and Clover to follow her towards down the street. And sure enough, once they passed the traffic lights, they could see the police station about 30 feet or so away from them. "The police station!" Clover exclaimed. "Let's head there!" As Clover began to run towards the police station, something jumped out of nowhere and tackled Clover to the ground. Whatever the monster was, it was attacking Clover. "Help! Get it off of me! Clover!" Sam called out and screamed. She then grabbed the fire axe and hit the monster in the head with the axe. As the monster that attacked Clover happened to be a puppet nurse. She then was hunchbacked over with a really zombified look on her face. And as soon as Sam killed the puppet nurse, she pushed the body away to his side so Clover could get up. "Clover, are you okay?" Alex asked. "What the hell was that?" Sam asked. She had no idea what happened or what that thing was. "I have no idea. This thing just jumped out of nowhere and surprised me," Clover answered. "If you were wondering, yes, I'm fine." "That's good. At least we're not separated. Otherwise, this could have been a lot worse," Sam said. Then the spies headed towards the police station doors. Once they reached the doors, the spies opened the door by the lockpick to pick the locked doors. Once they were inside the front of the police station, they went to see that it was empty and that there was no one or anything inside. "Any idea where Mandy and Caitlin could be?" Alex asked. "Not sure, but I do see a computer at the back of the counter. I wonder if it still works. I could somewhat look up to see where either of them are." Sam then looked as the girls headed towards the computer at the front counter. Once the computer was powered up, it required a password to it. "Could the password we found be it?" Clover asked, showing Sam the password that was written on a piece of paper from the corpses of Terrence and Tim Scam. They had found it at the warehouse. "This password may be the one. Let's see now," Sam said, as she then began to put the password into the laptop. Sam typed in 3870908 onto the laptop, then pressed enter. The password the spies found earlier was the correct one, so Sam was soon on the computer, surprised that the password worked. "Nice one, Sammy. I knew this password would work," Alex replied happily, as Sam then began to go through the files that were listed on the laptop. Most of them didn't have much information on them. However, one file said Caitlin and Mandy files. That was the one where Sam clicked on. But of course, inside the folder Sam clicked on there were photos and videos of footage being taken aside from the police station. Some of the photos of the spies were looking at were Mandy and her friends being tortured, even beaten up by Tim Scan and Terrence. But not only they were behind it all, but the monsters along with the Pyramid Head did some torture towards Mandy and her friends, including Mandy herself. It was so messed up that Clover covered her mouth with her hands when her jaw dropped. It was stuff she never expected to see. "This is disturbing," Clover said under her breath. "I'm shocked," Alex added. "I'm not sure if Caitlin and Mandy are both there. Or one of them is here and the other's at the state prison. We will have to find out and get them out of there. Then we'll destroy Silent Hill once and for all," Sam said as she got up from the computer chair to look for the files, just to see if any of the files in the computer had security cameras around that might have had footage to see. But for a few minutes, Sam had no luck. "I can't seem to find the security camera footage to see where Caitlin and Mandy are, so it's either they've been erased or something," Sam sighed in frustration. "We can look around this police station. Who knows, we might find," Clover suggested. "There may be a chance that Mandy or Caitlin are here, but they're located somewhere." "That's a good point. Let's all split up and look around, but do not leave the station," Sam said. liking Clover's idea. The girls all split up to search the police station. While Clover was walking down the hallway on the first floor, she came across what seemed to be some interrogation rooms. Most of them were empty with the exception of a table and with 2 or more chairs in each of the rooms, finding no one within them. Clover continued to walk down through the interrogation room hallway, till she found Caitlin in one of the cells that were not far from many of the interrogation rooms. Clover turned her attention towards Caitlin, who looked like she's been passed out for a while. Clover tried to pull the cell door open, only to find it locked. "Damn it, it's locked!" Clover cursed under her breath. Then she began to look around for any possible keys that could help open the cell door. As she was looking around, she turned around to see an officer, the security guard in his chair on the left side, in the opposite direction of how Clover entered. She headed towards the office to find the door unlocked. Then she knocked to see if the guard was awake. After hearing nothing from the guard, Clover tested the door and it was unlocked, thankfully. Once it was unlocked, she stepped inside and looked around and then looked at the guard, who was on the chair. He didn't move or acknowledge that Clover was here. "Excuse me, sir, do you happen to know what's going on here?" Clover asked, walking over towards the guard. Once she tapped it on his shoulder, she could see that the guard didn't move. Concerned for a second, she felt his body for a pulse, but found none, and had a feeling that the guard was dead. She then looked to see that the guard's body had been dead for at most a day or 2, and when he had some injuries around his body, he had a few gunshot wounds to his chest, including one on his forehead, and even one on his legs hacked off by a saw or something. "Oh my God," Clover trailed off, horrified as to what the guard's fate had become. It was most likely caused him to get tortured by someone to the point where they just killed him afterwards. Then they had his corpse there for someone to see. As Clover passed the security guard, she got her X powdered out and called in Sam and Alex. As the 2 girls picked up their X powders on their end, they looked to see that the look on Clover's face. Her face was just as white as a ghost. They were not also wondering only if Caitlin was been found, but they were concerned that something happened to Clover at the same time. "Clover, you okay?" Alex asked, as she was the first to ask. "Yeah, Clover. Well, you're white as a ghost. In fact, you look like you saw one," Sam added. "I was startled by a dead security guard. I also found Caitlin in one of the cells near one of the interrogation rooms. She's got bruises and cuts, most likely from Tim Scan and Terrence, although the monsters of Silent Hill might have done more damage to her. She's passed out from her injuries," Clover explained, taking a deep breath. "Is Caitlin alive?" Sam asked. "I have no idea. Her cell door is locked and I'm trying to figure out where the keys are," Clover said as she found a key ring on a table, about 1.5 feet away from where the table where the guard was on his chair was. She then grabbed the keys and headed for Caitlin's cell, opening the door as soon as she unlocked the cell door. Clover slowly walked into Caitlin's cell and checked for a pulse. Her pulse was still there, but it was weak due to injuries both received from Tim Scan and Terrence. But it wasn't fatal, thankfully. As soon as Clover used her X-Power to call in Brittany, she sent some of the Whoop agents to take her to the hospital in a safe town to examine her body for the injuries. When Clover left the cell after the agents took Caitlin away, she headed upstairs to find Alex and Sam in another room. It appeared to be a private lounge room of some sort. Caitlin's pulse is still there from the last time I checked. Whoop is taking her into a hospital in a safe zone. Clover updated her friends. "That's a good thing, because there's no doubt that this hospital here is safe," Alex stated. "Take a look at this recording I found, Clover. It has to be some sort of surveillance camera," Sam said, showing Clover the footage on the camera that she found while searching. "Why does it look like Mandy, but what is she doing here?" Clover asked. The Spies watched the footage as it shows Mandy being forced inside the state prison in Silent Hill by Tim Scan and Terrence after torturing her long enough. It also showed that the Pyramid Head was the one recording the whole thing. And once the camera faced him, he had a message to say. "Here's my message to you, Sam, Clover, and Alex. If you or any of the Whoop agents find Mandy in the state prison, my lair is on the basement floor of it, and Mandy's on the 4th floor of this state prison. So good luck finding her, bitches." Pyramid Head said that, and then the video abruptly ended. "So Mandy is at the state prison, but only on the 4th floor?" Alex concluded what Pyramid Head was saying. It was starting to make sense on where Mandy was located. If Mandy is on the 4th floor where Pyramid Head is, and it is in his lair, so if his lair is in the basement, Mandy is on the 4th floor, we should have no problems getting to her, Clover said. I also found this book in one of the rooms. I think it's some sort of spell demon book. Sam showed off the book to her friends of what she found. Now, we do have to burn that thing, Alex said. I think this may weaken the monsters of Silent Hill if the book's destroyed, but I'm not really sure, Sam thought, and then she had an idea. Remember that fireplace in the common room not too far from the office? We could throw this in the fireplace to burn it. That's a good idea, but do we have anything to light it with? Clover asked. I found a pair of matches and a lighter. One of those should work, Alex answered, showing them to Sam and Clover. If the lighter fluid is out, then we can use the matches, and if it still has fluid, we can use the lighter. Sam tested and started as the girls left the lounge room, as they headed for the common room where the front office was. Once they entered the room, Sam spotted a figure crouched down in front of where the fireplace was. She took her axe and slowly walked and cautiously towards the creature. She then looked at the shape of it, unsure of what it really was, but it really confused her by the shape of it. The figure was some sort of monster from Silent Hill, and it was silent. It didn't make a sound or notice that someone was sneaking up behind him or her. Sam eventually hit the figure in the head with the axe, swooping down, decapitating the monster as the body fell dead on the ground. He seemed weaker than I was expecting, Sam said while removing the body away from near the fireplace, followed by a trail of blood where the head was chopped off. The wood seems to be okay for use for a fire, Clover added while examining the firewood. As Sam turned to her friend, she ripped a page from the spell book they had found using the lighter. Within a few tries, the light from the fire and the lighter lightened up, and Sam brought the page of the book to the flame to light it. As soon as the piece of paper was on the fire, she threw it into the fireplace, and the flames soon roared to life as it got big in the fireplace. Once the flames were up, Sam then threw the spell book to the fire, seeing as they had no use for the spell book anyhow. As soon as the flames ate away at the spell book, the spies then left the police station. Just as they left, the Whoop agents carried Caitlin into a helicopter above them, ready to take Caitlin to a hospital in a safe zone from Silent Hill. We just got one place left to look now, Clover said. The state prison. Mandy should be there. We need to approach there with caution, girls. Mandy may be unstable due to the torture and trauma she might have experienced while she was here, Sam stated. Well, Sammy's got a point, Clover. Terrence and Tim Scam must have hurt her pretty badly, Alex added. As soon as the Whoop agents left while carrying Caitlin's unconscious body, the girls then walked out of the police station doors. Where could the state prison be? Clover asked. I might be at least a couple minutes from there, but I'll go look and see, Alex said as she activated her jetpack. Okay, Alex, but be careful and don't stay up there too long, Sam warned with concern. Since the fog is surrounding us, we could easily get lost. Okay, I won't be long, Alex nodded as she flew up to the sky with her jetpack. Once as she was a couple feet off the ground, she looked around to see and find any sight of the state prison. She did see the state prison about 20 blocks away from where they were standing, and so she headed back down to tell Sam and Clover where it is and how long it was going to take them. So where is the state prison? Sam asked. About 20 blocks away from where we're standing. It's to northwest from here, Alex replied. Looks like we got some walking to do, Clover scoffed, not too happy about the idea of walking to the state prison on foot. But I think there's a car in the parking lot, a cop car that I saw that looked usable, Sam said as she showed up the keys to her friends. I managed to grab them on our way out. We can get to the state prison faster in the cop car. That's a very convenient way, Alex commented. Before Sam's X-Powder went off, she picked it up to reveal Dean on the end. Sam, I'm so glad you picked up, Dean said to his end. Everything okay? I heard about Caitlin being unconscious and Dominic being dead. Did you find anything at the police station? Not much there. Caitlin was there and we found some sort of videos in the station about Mandy and her friends. Mandy is in the state prison. I just hope she's alive, despite the fact that we hate her for everything that she did back at Bev Hills, Sam answered. How about you? How are things going on your end? I placed most of the bombs in the places of Silent Hill, so as soon as we get Mandy and we all get out, Silent Hill will be blown up, and it will no longer exist to anybody. I noticed that the monsters are now weaker. But how is that even possible, though? Dean said in question. Sam did burn a spell book we found in the police station, so I assumed it had something to do with the monsters, Clover answered for Sam. What she said, Dean, I need you to be careful out there. We've encountered Pyramid Head at one point, and he's not the one to mess around with, Sam said to Dean, showing some concern. Okay, thanks for the heads up, Sam. I'm gonna go look in the library in town, see if I can find any clues. Stay safe and be careful, okay? Dean pleaded. We will, Dean. We will call you if anything happens, Sam replied, before she hung up and walked over to the nearest police car. As soon as she got into the car and it started, it surprisingly worked. I wasn't expecting that car to work, especially after sitting there for God knows how long, Alex said in amazement. She and Clover were even stunned that the police car was still startled up, despite having it abandoned for a long time. I'm surprised it still started. I was expecting it to not start at all, or make that noise when it tries to start, Clover added, as she and Alex both got into the police car. Sam was now at the wheel and took the police car out, driving away from the station to the state prison. While driving down the quiet roads of Silent Hill, Sam did run over some weak monsters that didn't look too big, but weak enough to be killed by a passing car at full speed. They still continued to the state prison, which was about 20 blocks away from their location previously, knowing that it may be a while of a drive before they reach the state prison. All the girls hope that Mandy is alive and pray to God that no one has moved her from that location since then.